Yo, let me tell you about the lore.
Alright guys, welcome back to Season 2, Episode 2 of Super Lore Boys. This is a Super Turbo podcast, which proves why 2 is always a magic number. I'll be your host, Riz1, aka Rizzy Bone. Joining us today, we have a legend of the ST scene, repping Canada, my boy LJB, aka Lord Jimmy Bones, aka my G. How's it going, man?
What's good, Riz? First time in this podcast. It's not gonna be the last one. Probably not. Maybe I have too many things to talk about, so probably gonna have to make two-part. You know, I gotta make two-part right here. You know what I'm saying? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm glad that we can finally do this. I know we've been teasing the idea the last couple of months, just like hopping on each other's streams and talking about it. But you know, finally, I knew we had to sit down with you because you know you've had a lot of great moments in the SC scene, and then you know quite a bit of I guess controversial topics. So you know the people want to know, and just off the bat, I want the viewers to know that this is kind of you know the Lord Jimmy Bones tell-all story for ST. We'll see you know how much room and time there is, but there's definitely important questions that people want to know about, mainly you know your retirement. but I don't want to start it off with that. I kind of just want to start it off with knowing who Lord Jimmy Bones is. So let's go ahead and take a look at your player card. So you're representing Montreal, Canada. Is that your origin?
Yeah. This is where I'm born and raised. Yeah.
What's the main language there? Is it French?
Yes, French.
So you were raised learning French, and then you kind of learn English in school, or?
So yeah, French was my first language. I learned English at the age of 4. But you know, I only learned by watching cartoons and all that stuff. So I was kind of relating the words with the action. So it was no, it was for real. There was this thing I was just watching Looney Tunes and everything they were doing and the words that comes with it. You know, it all makes sense to me that oh, this is what it means, right? It was easy to understand for me at the time. So yeah, that's pretty much how I practice English, I guess.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can learn, pretty much by yourself at a young age, right? How you're just able to absorb a whole language from watching cartoons. Because I've had people, in season 1 who are I just learned from GGPO, or I learned from, watching Arnold movies or whatever. So it's so crazy how we're able to absorb that information at a younger age. But right now, if I try to learn a new language, I'm stuck. I don't know where to start. But yeah, your English is dope, and you have that nice crisp accent. In particular, how you say Mega Man's name. So I say Anthony, but you say
Anthony. There you go.
No, you don't.
I know. I used to say Anthony. Yeah, that's true because because in French you would say Anthony too, because Anthony. So yeah, that's how there's no th in French, So. I still got a French brain, whenever I speak, there's always this any sentence this, or you construct the sentence, it's always going to be I'm always going to be putting French first and then English afterwards. It's always going to be messed up. So yeah.
Oh shit. So you still currently think in French first? Even right now as I'm talking to you, you're downloading the information and extracting it?
No, it's not bad. I mean, it's definitely better than it was before, because my English was, if you go back 10 years, my English was just terrible, but it was still people would still understand what I was saying, but it just didn't make sense what I was trying to say, still it was weird, but it's definitely better, of course. Over the years with the FGC and the people that I had, the entourage is mostly Anglophone people, and over the years, I got better with the English and all that stuff. So.
I mean, you're definitely well spoken, and you have a vast vocabulary. So I never felt oh yeah, English is your second language. I hear the bit of the accent, but that's cool. That's Lord Jimmy Bones swag. You know what I mean? So. All right, and favorite games. So Street Fighter 2, obvious, right? We all know that. That's why we're here. Super Mario Brothers 3. Actually, I see you kind of do some classic game speed runs and stuff. Why SMB3?
SMB3 because that's my first video game, basically.
Nice.
So basically, like, if it wasn't for this game, I don't think I would be a gamer today, to be honest, because that was like age of 3, parents giving you a Christmas gift, a whole NES, and an SMB3. And ever since then, like I started to wake up early. I was waking up at 5, and I was like getting up I was waking up at 5. I was 3 years old, right? I was waking up at 5. I was trying to get out of the bed, and I just go down and open up try to open up the console, and I'll play there. And then my parents was like, "Wait, where's Jimmy? He's not in his bed." And they were just starting freaking out. So yeah, I think like ever since that day, like I just it changed my life. I think if you actually give a kid like a game like this, like I think you just changed their lives right off the bat.
Yeah, SMB3 was definitely magical because that had the whole overworld. Like you actually felt like you were moving around versus Super Mario 1, where you're pretty much just like holding right the whole time.
Yeah,
it's moving forward.
Yeah, it's extremely it's extremely fun to play because only it's straightforward. Like there's a lot of things you can do with the game, and yeah, I thought it was a great start. If you have like a gamer CV and your first game is SMB3, I think that's a good start in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And then your other favorite games, Chrono Trigger, Demon's Crest, pretty much also like fan favorites there. So, I mean, I take it you consider yourself a gamer, and there are some people who might be like competitive at things, but might not be gamers because they just play only like Street Fighter 2. But you're an all around like you play everything, right?
Yeah,
my understanding. So,
yeah, I just love video games in general. Like, of course, fighting games is like my strongest form, or should I say, the strongest point of it. But I do enjoy like gaming. Like this is like my first love, I would say. There you go.
Yeah, for sure. And then likes and dislikes. So you like Asian food, whiskey, and gambling. Yeah, we know all about that whiskey stuff, but gambling. So when you went out to Evo, were you actually just like hitting the slots?
2014. Evo, like that's my first time going there, and I was not a gambler before then. I think that year I was introduced to gambling, and ever since then my life has changed from that point. Oh man, I mean, I actually love gambling. I can't help myself. That is like, it's just so great. The excitement, if you're a gambler, you understand what I'm talking about. So there you go.
Sounds more like an addiction, but
not really.
not really,
but it kind of leads to that. I don't know. It's
we don't know how deep you've gone in gambling, or are you like up in the game, or are you at a deficit so far for your all-time gambling streak?
I think I'm definitely not in a deficit for sure.
That's good. No. Yeah.
I mean, if I was at a deficit, if I was in deficit, I wouldn't put gambling as
a dislike.
So.
Oh shit! All right, then you got winter as a dislike, which is funny considering you live in Canada. So
I hate it. I hate it, man. I mean, it's unfortunate because I live in Canada, I live in Montreal, but every time I go outside of the country, man, it's just like, damn, I just don't want to go back. Like when you were a kid, yeah, winter it was magical. It was Christmas. Like you were going, you go on slopes and all these activities. But now as you grow older, man, you are like, oh, I'm about to shovel the snow. I gotta clean out the car. Come on, man. Like this is clearly not what I expected when I was getting older, man. I was like, nah, winter, man. Let me get out of here real quick.
Yeah, actually, they got the storm right now in the East Coast at the time of this recording, and a lot of those East Coast guys are like, "Yeah, I'm shoveling right now. No games. It's crazy."
Yeah.
And then another dislike for wine. So yeah, we know you're a whiskey guy. We see you on the streams, and here comes the big topic, ST Chun, which we'll talk a lot about, but.
I just
say no more.
I just put it out there just for fun. It's not. I had to say something. I had to add something, but I guess I just put that for fun over there. So yeah, we'll get to that later.
All right, and then what's your fun fact? Tell me about that fun fact.
So you won't believe it, but before I think there was this story about like my mom told me like when they got my name, like where they got my name basically, because my name is Jimmy Lee Pierre, right? So already you already hear Jimmy Lee, so you know where that comes from, right? Jimmy Lee. I don't know. I might have to Google this. Double Dragon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my mom actually,
That's sick.
for some reason, I think there was a time where there was this they were on this random ass arcade and they just saw the Double Dragon cabinet and they saw my name over there and they were just like, hey, I'm gonna call my boy Jimmy Lee. That's pretty much what it is. And yeah, there you go.
Yeah, actually looking at it right now.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
I didn't know like you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't know about the Lee brothers, bro. I mean, it's Billy Lee and Jimmy Lee. Yeah, Jimmy Lee is my first name.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. You know what? I remembered the movie now because Robert Patrick, the T-1000, is in it. He's a villain with the gray hair. That movie is hella cheesy, but yo, I kind of want to watch it again.
There you go.
Oh man, oh that's sick. So you're like a legit born gamer.
There you
like
go.
It was meant to be. It's destined.
Yeah. So when I figured out, I think she told me that when I was like 13, and I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm going to play games for the rest of my life, and and nobody actually believed that. It's crazy, right? Nobody actually believed that I was good. I was named that way because my mother was just like, hey, I just saw this name as this video game, and I'm gonna call you that. They actually didn't believe me. I mean, that's how it is. But
man, that's dope.
Yeah,
it just shows how like games play such a big role in people's lives. Especially like the classic games. So that's when they were kind of like first getting like mainstream, I guess, right? Maybe back then with the Atari, there were select people who had it, but everyone, pretty much every household had like a classic game, and that's when it was, becoming a part of all of our lives. Like you would hang out with your friends, go to their house, play Mario Kart or whatever. Like that's when it was a thing.
You want to talk about influence? Let me tell you, when the first time I played Street Fighter 2 on the SNES, man, I became a violent kid at school. That is the influence I had from this game. I tell you right now.
Yeah, let's start with that then. So, so yeah, how'd you get into this whole Street Fighter shindig? What did you do?
So another story that comes with it. Fighting games. I was a gamer, of course, at a younger age, but I had an NES. My uncles had a SNES, right? I was going to their houses because they had the new consoles. I was like, yo, let me see these new games, right? But there was one time where like we all went to do some activities outside, and one of those activities was the arcade. And I think I was introduced to SF2 in the arcade, basically. And my uncles were playing that, and I was just amazed. I think I was like, I think it was 4 or 5 years old, and I was seeing that people were punching each other. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like I was just getting excited though on the side. I'm like, whoa, what is this new move and everything like that, right? And then one day, they had Street Fighter 2 at home, on the SNES. I was like, yo, pass me the controller or I'll cry or something. It was just like, damn, this is gonna be the game. I'm gonna play it. I was mashing buttons. I was having fun with it, and I'm seeing the moves. I was trying to copy the moves, and then at school, I was just beating up people with the moves. I was trying to copy. I was like, hey, I'm gonna do a shoryuken on this little kid right here. Yeah. And it was just
what a bully, dude.
Yeah, I was
Lord Bully Jones. I mean Bully Bones.
Oh man. That was great times back then.
Getting expelled from school, offered to love his Street Fighter. That's hilarious.
Oh man, that was great times.
Alright, so growing up, right? So you're a kid, 5 years old. You saw Street Fighter at the arcade. You got your hands on the SNES version. At which point were you like, yo, I'm gonna keep playing this till I get older? Was there ever a gap, or you kind of just like stuck with it until it got to ST?
Um, for sure, like over the years, like I wasn't gaming was something that happens like it would just come and go, right? Um, New console, I had a 64. I was having my games. Of course, school was getting more important. You were growing older, and your parents were like, "Hey, you gotta focus on school and all that stuff, right?" So my gaming time was getting less and less. Fighting games wasn't really, something I was thinking about too much. But I was seeing like the evolution, like I was seeing Third Strike, I was seeing the CVS2. I was like, damn, this is where it got to. Like this is where like this is where like it got to. I'm seeing like Marvel vs. Capcom. I think the first time I saw like X-Men vs. Street Fighter, I was blown away. I was like, whoa, that happened.
Yeah, I remember actually we had like a kind of candy store or something that had like X-Men versus Street Fighter. I was like, what the hell, dude? This is when Ryu throws a fireball, like his Shinku looks crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like Cyclops shit. So I was just like, yo, how'd they get these characters in this game? Yeah, I remember being blown away as well, like thinking about playing Street Fighter on the SNES, and then this is what the arcade looks like. It was crazy to me. I had the same feeling.
Yeah. And so I was like, damn, fighting games, this is cool now. I just want to play these games, but I can't. I don't have these, like, I didn't have access to the console that had those, like the Dreamcast. I didn't have that. So I never had a chance, like, or should I say, like, I never had a chance to experience the arcade, like should I say, like in early 2000s and all that stuff when the game came out, like MVC2, CVS2, Third Strike, and all these games. Like, I never got to experience these games because I was living in Montreal, but then I moved out like immediately after like 3 weeks. I was born. I was like living like in North Shore, and going to Montreal, like where all the arcades were at, it wasn't really like for me accessible because of course you were a young kid. You couldn't go there by yourself, right? You have to go with your parents and all that stuff. But pretty much like all my elementary years and high school years were outside of Montreal, so I didn't really get a chance to, or experience the arcade era at the time. And gaming was not really something I really got into until college, I would say.
Okay.
So college, I was questioning myself what I'm going to do with life. What am I going to do? Which path I'm going to go through? I was leaning towards art because I definitely had a strong sense of art. I used to love drawing, doing graphics and all that stuff. Like, that was my thing, right?
Yeah.
And I was getting on this program for industrial design, something like that. I don't know how it's called in English. I mean, I'm still thinking in French right now, so I got all these words in French right now. Like, oh my god, I was not prepared for this podcast. I'm sorry about that, but here we go.
No, you're good.
Here we go.
Your heart, man.
But yeah, it's art, right? So I was getting there, and it wasn't going too well because I was like, damn, why do you guys give me those extra classes when I could just go straight forward to what I want to learn? And it was just getting boring. And then one day, so let me add to it. That was a time where I was getting closer to the girls. I was talking to the girls and all that stuff, right? So one time,
for sure.
So I was like, not even focused on gaming that time. Really like focused on being social and getting meeting new friends and all that stuff. So and at one time I had this girlfriend and it was like you were talking for 2 months, but that 2 months, you want to know what happened? So here's what happened. It was my so it was a girl's birthday, and I was like, hey, let's do something about that, right? Let me take you out somewhere. And I was like, I was ready for that shit. But can I curse on this podcast, by the way?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool, perfect. So I said I won't take her to dinner or so whatsoever, and I was like, hey, ETA 7 p.m. Let's get that. And I say I'll call you like 2 hours. I'll call you like 1 hour before, right? And then the time when it came to the time when I had to make the call, girl doesn't answer, and she didn't answer for the past 3 hours. And I was like, oh well, I guess I'm not gonna call you again. And then the next day, the girl was trying to get me or try to apologize. And that was a time where I discovered SRK. That was a time where I discovered Shoryuken forums, and because on the same day I was like, fuck this bitch or whatsoever. There was a friend who he's actually like he was observing. He was at the library because this is where all the computers was at, and he saw me like looking on SRK or whatsoever, because at the time I think Street Fighter 4 was announced, and I was like, wait a minute, there's a Street Fighter 4? let me get that right now. And then my gaming days are coming back to me, and then fighting games are getting back to me like real quick. And then this friend was just like, hey man, you about that Street Fighter life? Yeah, so like, I mean, I used to play that when I was a kid. And then he just showed me videos about like competition happening, and then he showed me Evo Moment 37. So when he showed me that, and I was like, oh, this is Third Strike. Okay, I recognize the game I actually tried years ago, because I didn't like Third Strike back then. It was so weird to me. I was like,
yeah, I remember playing Street Fighter 3 as a kid, and like, what the hell? I was like, I remember thinking like, where's Sagat? Like, because there was like Alex and Oro, and I was a kid, I didn't know that stuff yet, so I was like, I don't know about this game. It didn't feel like Street Fighter.
Yeah, exactly. It was so weird back then, and then I was like, okay, this is Third Strike. Okay, cool. Let's see what's going on. And then all the sequence happened, and with the moment I saw the parries, I was like, wait a minute. Oh. And then because it all makes sense to me, because I was understanding what was going on. Like, when you finally understand what just happened, it just became magical, And from that day, I never looked back, bro. I was like, that was it. I want to do this. This is
Moment 37, man. Moment 37.
This is why it's actually one of the most popular videos of all time, because this is just, it's too good. It's like I said, that video right there changed my whole life 100%. I was like, yo, where are the competition? Is there anything in Montreal, right? And my man said, yeah, we haven't seen it here. I'm like, wait a minute, where? And there was actually a Montreal thread in Shoryuken. So I was introduced. It was late 2017. I was introduced to the scene, and I was like, damn, okay, I didn't know like that was actually a thing. This is getting more interesting. And and then back then, I think not back then, I think at the same year I had an Xbox, right? And I was like, let me get Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, because I know this game had Third Strike. And so I was like, get the game, go home, try to practice the parries real quick. I was trying to get good.
That's what everyone did. That's what everybody did. I want to parry that. I want to do that.
Yeah, I want to do that shit. I was like, damn, I'm actually gonna be like good at this shit, man. I was so motivated, man. I was just like, yo, give me this shit right now. And then I realized that shit was too hard. I was like, man, that shit's really hard, but am I gonna be able to do this? And then I was like, yeah, whatever, man. I'm gonna wait for Street Fighter 4. This is gonna be my time. I was so naive back then, man. It was just crazy.
So then, did you end up getting into Street Fighter 4?
Street Fighter 4 as a game, not really, because I think Street Fighter 2 was taking too much of my time at that time. But I'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah. So actually, let's dial it back. Let's dial it back a little bit. So you're basically, at the library, right?
Yeah.
If a girl dumps you or whatever, that's what you do. You go to the library, read some books, surf the web, and you stumbled upon SRK forums.
Yep.
For some people, it's actually there's a lot of origin stories on SRK. I remember it used to be pretty popular for ST. Like DJ Freeholds would put up a video every week, and there'd be this whole thread about it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then from there, some guy comes out of nowhere and gives you the shortcut into FGC, just tells you all the stuff that you need to know as far as what's going on. And you said, you know what, time to put them gloves back on, I guess, and fight. And so you got into Street Fighter. Now at this time, since it was Street Fighter 4 that was releasing, that was around 09?
Yeah, 09.
It was early 09. So at this point, when you saw Street Fighter 2, it must have been HD Remix, right?
Actually, no. It was actually GGPO.
Okay, all right. So we started with GGPO.
Yeah, so basically, as I surfed around like SRK, I discovered GGPO basically, right? And I was like, wait, you could play fighting games online? Let me get that right now. And because I was familiar with ROMs back then, and I was like, damn, you can get these games too. All right, let me get that. Let me get this shit right now, right? Let me get it. And I think the first games that were in GGPO back in early 2008, it was Alpha 3.
Alpha 2 was the first GGPO game. Shout out to Alpha 2, by the way.
There was Alpha 2. I think there was Alpha 3 also. I mean, Alpha 3 was I think it was the game that was like there. And then they started adding more games, like ST was there, right? And I was like, Street Fighter 2. Because I was like, I was going to play the latest game that was like on the list, right? Alpha 3. It makes sense to me. I was going to be playing Alpha 3. With little did I know what the game was about. And, I got murked in that game too. So I was playing.
Murked.
Bro, I got bodied. Like, I was playing Ken. Like, yeah, I don't know all these characters, but I'll play with the character that I'm kind of familiar with. And I got destroyed. I didn't know what to do. I was getting comboed. I was like, my jaw was dropped. I was like, wait a minute, these players are way too good for me. What the hell? And then a couple months later, I think ST came out. And I was like, Street Fighter 2, let's see what's going on. I never seen Super Turbo. So I was like, okay, let me watch this. And then I was like, wait a minute, this game is not the game I used to remember. This is hella different.
Because of the supers, right?
Not only there was the supers.
Yeah.
Not only there was supers, I was like, wait, what are these special moves? Wait, hold up. What is this game? I never seen this before. I was getting interested because not only the super bar was there, I was like, wait, this game has supers? So it was getting interesting. And then I started to watch that game a little bit more. I was watching the high level matches because at the time there was a lot of people on GGPO back in 2008. There was a lot of players that were just playing every day, every night. There was a tournament every freaking night.
Yep.
And
this is true.
And the high level was there. I was watching. I was like, wait, this is actually ridiculous. Let me try that. And then I was playing Ryu and I was getting destroyed. I was like, I didn't have the maid back then. So I was like, man, this is cool, but I don't know. Like, but then I started to understand, like, by watching more of these matches, like, why they do this, why they do that, why is this happening? Like, I'm asking, I'm getting the question, I'm getting to ask questions. I'm getting the answers right away in my face, and it started to click. And the tick throws, and I was starting to understand that the anti-airs. Oh, this is why the shuriken would exist, because you cannot jump on this guy. Okay, I understand that. And yeah, there was a lot of things I just learned by watching, and then I was sorry.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I was trying to implement it into my game. But then it was like, damn, I cannot do a fireball. I cannot do a shoryuken. Oh, no, not a fireball. I was not able to do a shoryuken. So I was like, I was playing on keyboard. I had no stick back then. I was playing on keyboard. The inputs were pretty weird. And then I was like, damn, let me play a charged character. Guile, I was playing Guile, and things got a little bit easier, but I was getting into it. I was getting like, I was getting to understand. The better I was getting, the more interest I was playing. What should I say? How can I say this? I was interested in playing more games. There you go. That's how you say it.
Yes.
And then, I was like, wait a minute. What if there's like Japanese playing this game? What if there was Japanese players playing this game? And then I started going to YouTube, watching videos, and what about Evo? Because I was like Evo 2004 was
Moment 37.
Yeah, I was like, let's watch it. Is there Evo like in 2008? And I was like, yeah, there's Evo in 2008. I'm like, oh, okay, let me watch that. And then I think was it in 2008 Daigo won?
I think that's the one John Choi won against Nuki.
Yeah, Nuki. But what was that? So I didn't watch that one, but I was watching. I think I watched Daigo because I was watching Daigo matches all the time because that was the guy that got me like into this stuff. So I was just watching Daigo because it was the most interesting player, and I was like, Daigo plays this game. Now let me see let me see who he plays right here. And then he was like Ryu. Yeah, okay, cool. And then he played Balrog.
Okay, I think I know what match you're talking about.
Yeah,
I think I know.
Of course.
I think
it's
I
pretty
think I know
obvious.
what you're talking about. It happened on Ryu's stage, right?
Yes.
It happened on Ryu's stage, and
John Choi, of course.
Yeah, there was a macro user as his opponent. Daigo used Ultsagat, he used Ryu, and then he busted out this boxer. And before you go any further, bro, this was my first time seeing a high-level boxer. And I was like, this character could do this shit? Because I didn't, at that point, I still didn't even know much about, like, about the scene and, like, the meta. But when I saw that, because everyone knew, Ultsagat's, soft band, and, you just read shit online and think it's true. And so I just thought, Ultsagat must be good. And, like, since Daigo uses Ryu, like, Ryu must be, like, super good. But when I saw that boxer, I mean, you tell me how you felt. It's probably the same, so go ahead.
Bro, so I was like, boxer, what the fuck? This guy just trash. And then I was like, wait, headbutt going through fireballs, like the way he was just navigating the zoning, I was like, wait a minute, this character can do this? The low rush, the heist, the speed, like it was just like it was amazing to watch. Especially like not the set on the Ryu stage. It was on Ken's stage. I was like,
oh yeah, that was another one against Choi.
That was a demonstration like how like ridiculous this character was. And then I was like, wait, the super goes to fireballs? Wait, hold up. Because I was getting interested. I was like, okay, this character only uses hands. And he's just punching the shit of this dude shooting fireballs. I was like, yes. This is gonna be the one. And then when I saw I think it was the Ryu stage, the set over there, and how he actually just managed that whole sequence, that final round. Like he gets the stun, and then he does the jump in, 5 jabs into super. I was like,
super.
Wait a minute, you can do that? Oh my god, that was my main right there.
The best part was the audience reaction to like the whole set. It's just crazy. Like, yeah, I remember losing my shit after that. That was didn't make me want to pick boxer though. But but yeah, I could definitely see that as the inspiration for you. Just backtracking a little bit more, because one of the big topics I wanted to talk about was like the scene in Montreal and how you were able to level up. For some people, it's you have to be at the arcade and grinding it out with quarters. For others, it's like, oh yeah, I learned it online. For others, it's I watched a ton of videos. And I wondered, like, how you absorbed all the information. You kind of touched on it already, but how did you get like good at the game?
Oh, for ST? Well, first of all, Montreal doesn't play Super Turbo. The scene was more known for CVS2, Alpha 3, Third Strike, MVC2, like, because the arcade scene in Montreal back in the day was really strong at those games. But ST was not really like a game that was like talked to a lot, because I don't think the ST was part of their game list back then, so nobody actually cared about the game. So that actually that went on until like for quite some time, like from 2000 to 2008, like people just didn't care about ST. They would just play these 4 games. So it wasn't really a popular topic when it comes to Super Turbo, so I didn't really have any people to talk to about the game or whatsoever. But people were just like, "Hey, you play Super Turbo? Nice, cool." But that was it.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, good shit, man. But that was not the most popular thing. So I was like tossed on the side. But there was a few people that were playing, but that was only on GGPO. But that was not their strongest game, right? They were just playing for fun. It was not their main focus or whatsoever. So how I leveled up, I was just playing on GGPO like every single day for a year straight, from 2008 until like HDR came out. I was just playing every day. I think summer 2008, that was like the biggest like the biggest point where I was just playing every night. I was seeing tournaments. I was getting into tournaments. My game was just getting better every day. I was playing Balrog, but I was learning how to play Balrog. And the first thing I learned was getting the thick throw. You go for the 50-50s, you go for the cheap setup, and that was the first thing I learned with Balrog. And ever since then, I would just keep playing on keyboard until I get my first stick at the end of summer 2018 from a good friend, Charity. He got me my first stick, and
in 2018,
not 2018. I'm sorry, 2008. Sorry about that.
Oh, I was like, bro.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, 2008. Sorry, I'm mixing up the numbers. 2008. Yeah, so 2008. End of summer, I bought my first stick from Henry, Charity.
Yeah, we doing name drops out here now. So actually, for the Canadian scene, because definitely in the more recent years with Canada Cup, especially, I think Canada was put on the map for Super Turbo. Like I can think of like 10 players right now, who've gotten like good results from Canada. But who is your circle as far as like leveling up after online? I think Chirithyu is definitely one of them. Maybe Thilo, but who else is like a part of your like group?
Henry only got to ST like seriously like in 2018, to be fair with you, because that was not the game he was thinking about too much or learning whatsoever. Like
Third Strike is his main game.
Third Strike, he was playing Street Fighter 4, hard body.
Yeah.
Like
he was sick.
Yeah, and SF5 a little bit. I think when he just stopped playing Street Fighter 5, he got into ST. And he had me, he had other people that that he could just level up with, and he played Chun, so I guess that was just easy for him to actually get to the level that he's actually at or whatsoever. I'm not trying to call out.
Good sparring partner for you, though.
Yeah, it was a very good sparring partner for sure. But Henry definitely just got into ST late. But my circle back then, it was Thilo for sure. Mad Zero.
Mad Zero. Why is that name so familiar?
Online GGPO. So Mad Zero, that was one of those people. Will Destroyer.
Okay, all right, yeah. Now I know the name. I remember.
There's a guy called that was okay. So oh man, that one name, man. That's my homie for life. Because we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that in a bit.
Is it?
No. He's not.
Are any of them here?
No, they're not here. You see Mad Zero though.
Who?
The one holding the money, the third one. So that was a team tournament.
Shit. Okay.
That was in 2010.
Look at you though, young blood out here.
Yeah, that was. But this is 2010. I think you should go back to 2009 to the 2009 actually. You want to go?
2009. Yeah. Here we go. Damn.
Yeah. That was like first time I seen Toronto coming through. Like then we had the Psychochronic. Jet 07 was there. Fareed. There's a lore behind that. There's big lore behind the Canadian scene. I will tell you that right now. I think there's a group picture over there, right? Somewhere.
Let me see. Yeah, it's probably gonna be this one.
Yeah. So that was 2009. Montreal Annual Tournament 2009. That was my first tournament offline. So that game that was played back then was HDR, but we played on Classic. We played on.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean
Classic.
That's as close as you could have gotten back then.
We
with something else.
Yeah, we played on Classic because we just refused to play the HDR version. So, but you see, you have me and you have like Mad Zero over here. Will Destroyer is actually here, next to Charity actually. So, see, Charity's actually like, hey man, he was fatter back then. I just realized right now. Damn. And you had Jet 07 like the top left, Fareed next to him. A couple of Montreal players over here, but the one that I'm talking about, he's actually next to me. The one with the white suit. That is the homie for life right here. He's the person who got me second place on my first tournament. And ever since then, we became best friends because I was like, this motherfucker, man. I'm going to beat him one day. And ever since then, like, we just became like rivals, but best friends at the same time. Like, whenever we play ST, like, he's like, yo, I'm going to beat you again. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to beat you again, bro. I'm like, yeah, just bring it. Grand finals, you can see, I think there's pictures of it. It was me against him.
Yeah. Hey, what name does he go by? Sorry, I don't know.
So Psycho Kid, that was his name back then, and then he switched to Akuma Matela. But his real name is Song, and yeah, it was he was a third strike player, but you know, ST was also his thing. He was playing boxer and Chud back then. But this grand final set, as you can see right here, it was a boxer mirror. And this is my first time experiencing like what it's like to play the boxer mirror. It was actually pretty garbage with him because he was actually dirty as fuck. But I learned the same tactics as I play through grand finals and all that stuff. And I was coming up for losers, I think. I was coming up for losers and I made the reset on him. It was 3-2, I think. And then he played Chun.
Oh, so this thing has started. This is from your first tournament.
Yep.
You already had this dislike.
Yep.
Okay, that's.
Yep.
I mean that ties things up a little bit nicely, I guess.
Yep. So from that day, like he played Sean, and I was like, wait a minute, this matchup is not. Wait, things were not working. Things were not working, and he just knew what to do, and he just murked me. Like I think it was 3-1. I don't know.
It's kind of a tough match, I feel like, for Boxer.
Yeah, but I was not really familiar with the match either, so it played a major factor back then. Then I was like, damn, you actually play that character? That is fucking cheap as fuck. But yeah, I will never forget this tournament because, like I said, that grand final was my first tournament, and I was like, yeah, second place is not bad, but then I just felt like I could have won everything. You know?
Dude, like that's crazy. How do you feel going to your first offline tournament? And we just saw that previous picture, and there's quite a bit of strong, players from your region. Like how'd you feel like just getting into grand finals off of playing online? Did you think it was dumb luck or like, damn, like
no,
I got those?
Actually, no, because I think at one point where before going to my first tournament, online was getting, I was getting good. I just knew what to do. I thought I was just capable to do great things like in matches and going on my first offline tournament, and the players that I followed was just like, I know what to do, and I was doing it. And until grand finals, I was like, wait, this dude, okay, he just knows what to do. And then he just smirked me. I was like, damn, really? Damn. And there was a guy better than me, man. Damn.
I mean, that's gonna happen when you get into tournament and you fight these different styles, because like you'll go up against like 3 different Ryus and beat them, and then the 4th one just plays completely different from all the other 3, and you just get waxed. You're like, what the hell? I thought I was good at this matchup. So
it was a good.
You'll kind of find that hard.
It was a good year because I finished 2nd place, but team tournament we won that tournament. I think it was me, Thello. I met Thello. No, that was 2010.
No, so, it was 2010.
Yeah, so there was no pictures about team tournament, but it was me, Thello, and Kian Possible back then. He don't know the players, but I think we only teamed with up we teamed with him for one time, and that was the team back then. We won team tournament, so yeah, it felt pretty great to get money off playing Super Turbo. It was just like, yeah, I think I'm actually up there. I'm ready to win it next year. That's what I thought back then.
Now at this time, like everyone knew Japan was the best. In the U.S., I guess like West Coast was the best, but then there were a couple of people East Coast. There was a bit of a rivalry. I think Euro, we knew that there were players up and coming, but Canada, at least from like the perspective of American players, was maybe a little bit on the silent mode. How was like Canada working together to level up, or was there any rivalries between, say, like Montreal, Toronto? Like, I just want to know how Canada decided to put themselves on the map.
To be honest, I think there was a player back then that was doing some work before Canada, but he's Canadian. David Spence.
Oh, yep, yeah, you're right.
So he was putting out the work. He was like the first Canadian that was putting out the work in Super Turbo, and I heard about the name when I was getting to ST and all that stuff. I was searching about, like, or should I say, I was looking at the scene myself. I was actually like, I was doing my how can I say this? I was studying the scene, Toronto. If there's anything on the west side or whatsoever, I just know it was Toronto. So David Spence was from Toronto, and then I learned about players that were playing together, like Psychochronic, Jet 07, David Spence, Dogberry. They were the players that were playing back then, and I was like, oh, this is the scene that we need to beat. I was like,
yeah, I figured there had to have been some kind of rivalry, because the times that I've been to Canada Cup, I always felt like Montreal and Toronto was like East Coast, West Coast rivalry.
But it wasn't Super Turbo that was more noticeable when it comes to the rivalry. It was just the newer games like Street Fighter 4, Marvel. Like back then, it was mostly Street Fighter 4. The rivalry was popular. Super Turbo was kind of ish rivalry-ish, but not really. Because early we were just like, Montreal was not really, up there until I showed up. I showed up and I was like, yeah, I think we just need to get better at this shit. But it was me, Thello, that was doing the work, and then then Mad Zero was coming in, doing the work, defending turf and all that stuff. There was Ottawa also that was in the mix. Gen 7. That was
oh shit, I remember that. Yeah, he played Boxer as well, right?
Yeah, he played a couple of characters, right? That was
I remember playing him online. He was good. He was a great player.
Yeah, JD7 was also in the mix for Ottawa. So yeah, Canadian scene was not really just Toronto, Montreal. Ottawa was in the mix too. So it was getting heated. Things were getting heated over the years, but not really for a long time. It was getting short term because nobody actually cared about HDR back then. Because that was HDR that was getting played most of the time, and I didn't really like HDR, and that was getting less interested in playing. so 2009, 2010 was getting interesting for the Canadian scene until the new game came out. And for me, I was like, I'm just gonna stop playing Super Turbo. That was like 2011. Marvel 3 came out and I decided to stop playing because I was like, I don't want to play HDR again, bro. Fuck that, you know? And because also 2010, moving on to 2010, there was a tournament again that happened in Montreal, and JDG87 happened. He came to Montreal. That was like first time coming in offline, and we could get some games, right? And grand final was me against him. And I came out in losers. No, I came out in winners. And he was in losers. It was a boxing mirror. And I thought I was going to win. And he beat me again. Or should I say he beat me two sets in a row.
Wow.
Yep. And for that moment, I was like, damn. But we were playing HDR, so I was complaining about the verses I was playing. I was like, man, if it was Super Turbo, man, I would have murked that guy. Blah 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 blah. My man was a pad player. I could have fucking thrown him to death because he can't mash out.
I
was making these complaints back then, man. But ever since then, I had like a lot of respect for JD7 because I still like to this day, like this is the one dude I thought like it was a higher level than most people in Canada, and I thought like, you know, I could just beat him. Like I would beat him once. I would have beat him every time I see him. But we only got to play like only 3 times ever in a set. That one grand finals, and there was a set that we did like years later. It was a first to 15, and he won 15-14 in a very close match.
Is that up on the tube?
I think it's on the tube.
If it is, we can drop the link. And I mean, I definitely have other videos prepared for today, but you know, for anyone in the chat that's interested, if you grab the link, I can like just paste it in.
But
so that could be later on.
Yeah, but it was this set happened, and you know, but that was like 2016, I think. It was 2016 set, and yeah. But JD7, that's one player I feel like if I had another chance, I would definitely take it and beat him again if I had a chance. But I never got to beat him.
Well, who knows? Maybe we can get you back. We're still a little bit far from the retirement story, but one question I had is like, how did you take a loss? Like, how do you take a loss? It seems like your first couple of tournaments, you know, just off of your sheer online experience and like analysis of what's going on in SRK forums, you're always getting close with no cigar. Like, how did you take those L's?
Oh, I was salty as fuck. I was salty as hell, like, because I feel like, you know, this is gonna be my day. Because I always felt like whenever I play ST, I'm gonna win. Because I just know what to do, and people just don't like playing against boxer. My boxer, technically, and then I was like, yeah, this is gonna be cakes. This is gonna be easy, you know, but. Yeah, every time whenever you have that type of expectation, like, and then you just don't meet it, and you don't meet those expectations, yeah, you get very upset. And I mean, I was young back then, so I was not really like, you know, composed that much. You know, I was just hungry for, you know, victories, you know, that stuff. But
I think a lot of the top players kind of have that where like one loss means everything. It's like, oh, why did I lose? I should have won.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to hear how people cope with that. And, you know, what you said before about like how people don't want to fight you. I remember distinctly. Maybe this was Canada Cup 2017, probably. And you fought Tomo from Japan. At this time, he was living in California, and you fought Tomo. I think he beat you 3-2.
Yeah.
It was really close. It went down to the last round. And Shogatsu talked to me after the match, and he had his like hand over his heart, like I'm scared to play him. Like he didn't want to play you. He's like, wow, Jimmy Bone's so scary. I was just like, yeah, I mean, that's Boxer though, like Boxer. I mean, dude, I think you were even up 2-0 against Tomo. I forget, but that set was dumb close. That set was crazy.
A couple of mistakes I made in that set. I think if I look back, man, I was. You sometimes when you look at these losses, you're just like, fuck. I could have just done that.
Retrospect, yeah.
I could have just done that, and that would be it. You know, like,
yeah.
Oh man,
I should have blocked, or I should have saved my super. But that's the thing I tell people is like, play with no regrets. So whatever you're gonna do it with like you were committed to it. You don't have doubts in what you wanted to do, because if you rewatch your video, you're like, oh yeah, I lost, got second guess myself at this point. You did that to yourself. Sometimes you'll do everything that you want to do and still lose, and it's like, all right, like at least I did what I wanted. I didn't miss, I didn't miss anything. It's just I got outplayed, or I don't know. That's kind of how I always approach it. But the matches where I lose when I know I second guess myself is when I lose with regret. I'm like, damn, like not only did I get outplayed, but I also played like an idiot. That's how I feel.
I feel like most of the matches I lost were like either I get outplayed or I just made one big ass mistake, or it's just one decision off. And
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I got better at taking the losses like over the years, but the early years, man, oh man. I think it was really important, because I think that was like where like Canada was getting at its peak. That was like the hottest peak of Canada competition, like early. But then it got slowed down because the new games came out, and I just stopped playing. And no one had access to Arcade ST. That was the biggest point also, because Arcade ST was not really a thing in Montreal. So we only had like online. But do you want to play online? Like, you want to get that offline experience, because when you play that offline experience, it's very different. That was what I was thinking back then, because I think so now we're sticking 2010 right now. Because my first tournament outside of Canada, and my first US tournament basically was back in 2010. Season beatings.
Oh dang, you went to that in 20. Holy shit.
Yep.
That's dope.
Yep, I was there. I got to meet the whole community. Actually, I got to meet the whole FGC. Actually, there you go. I meet people from Street Fighter 4, the big names, Justin, Daigos, all these people. I met them over there. It was an experience for me. And then the ST community, I met Dai, I met Mars Gaddy, all the young bloods, like the Crossed, all these people. I met everybody there. And I'm not sure if I want to talk about the tournament. If you want me to talk about the tournament, because this tournament is very, it's kind of significant in a way.
The season meetings one?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, season meetings, higher orders, right? So it was me, Thello, and Will Destroyer that went there. So there was team tournaments and there was single tournaments. Team tournaments, we went there. I think we finished 4th. And I think we lost. I don't know who we lost to. But it was fun. Singles was interesting. I think my first match was against Sanford Kelly.
Oh.
And
pick a top tier.
That's what I did against him, and that went well for me.
Yeah, that dude Sanford's hella good in ST. I used to play him at Chinatown Fair. Every now and then he'd pop in the quarter to play, and he was freaking good.
I actually won 3-0, I think. Was it 3-1? 3-0? 3-1? Anyway, he was not happy about that for sure. Because when I beat him, and he was like, man, what is this character, man? Boxer, da. And I was like, what do you mean, bro? I mean, there's more cheap characters than that. And I was telling like Claw is a cheaper character. And then he was like, nah, I'd rather fight Claw than Boxer. I'm like, what? Are you serious? What do you mean you rather fight Claw? That doesn't make sense. Because I just had no idea how Claw, like, for me back then, I think I didn't believe how good Claw was. I think I really underestimated Claw. I didn't know he was actually like the best character in the game back then.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, I still think Claws was cheaper, but not to the point where he was the best character in the game. But yeah, Claw is still cheap. So I was arguing with this guy, and yeah.
Either way, so you got the W. You're moving on to the tournament. Who'd you fight next?
So the next one is a big one. So you ready for that? The next one is. But before that, let me tell you the casuals. Casuals, I fought Daigo for the first time in my life. Nice. And it only went down for one round because they were starting the tournament. And so this is the first time I saw the boxer. Not the first time, but that was the true experience about boxer mirror. He picked up boxer. I was like, nah, play Ryu, please. He played boxer against me. And this is where like I learned how to play the boxer mirror. He did stand fierce
in one round.
He did stand fierce. I was just running to the stand fierce, and that's how he did. And I was like, okay, this is the matchup. Okay, thank you, Daigo. I will learn that for the rest of my life. You know? And I think the next round I was getting good, and then it just stopped the match because they had to stop the tournament. I was so sad. And then they realized it was Daigo playing, and then they was like, man, I'm sorry, bro, man. We gotta start the tournament. I'm like, damn, really? Oh,
that sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the tournament. The next match was against Mars Gatti. That was a big one because I think me and Mars, we played in GGPO, and I think we were going even. And that was before Mars Gatti that he is today. I will tell you that right now. I played old boxer against him the first two matches, and I was up. I played old boxer the first two matches, and I was up 2-0. He was not ready for that matchup. And the straight
nobody was ready for old boxer in 2010.
Bro, nobody was ready for old boxer. I was ready for old boxer. I was like, I'm gonna just straight punch him every single startup of the fireball.
Sonic boom, yeah.
And he just got hit. And then he started to adapt. He came back 3-2. And then I played a new boxer. Like I think it was middle of the set. And then yeah, he came back 3-2. And
damn, Mars, man, the clutch.
I would tell you that right now, okay? Mars Gatti can tell you right now. This match is the reason why Mars Gatti is today. He will never be scared of boxer ever again. He told me, like, he was actually scared to play me before, but ever since he actually fought me and beat me, he's no longer scared about anyone else. And he will tell you that fact. If it wasn't for that match in 2010, he will be the Mars Gatti that he is today.
I'm gonna have to ask him on his episode. But you know what? For years I've been going to tournaments with Mars and seeing him fight boxer, and he'll do that shit with old gal. He'll be like, "Yeah, I'm good." I'm like, "What?" Like, no, bro, you don't want to lose your step kick and stuff like that. Nah, I'm good. And he'll win it with old gal. I'm like, bro,
I'm telling you.
All right. Yeah, that's a little bit of lore right there.
So I lost that match, and then I lost. I was getting salty too because I was like, man, he came back like that. That's crazy.
Classic. Nah, the 2-0 lead to get 3-2 that's a classic,
bro. And then I didn't keep my composure ever like throughout my losers match, and I lost to Zangief, and I was like, damn, bro. Get knocked down, tough. SPD. I was getting frustrated, like, screw that tournament.
But it's definitely the exposure to the community, I think, was the biggest plus. Like, regardless of how you do in the tournament, the fact that you're able to be in a room with, like minds. You got to meet your Moment 37 guy. Fight some. Have some international competition even. Like, that's dope. At this point, was there even like big majors in Canada? Because for me, I think Toryuken was the first like major of Canada, and I was still living in New York thinking, why can't we have a major in New York? Eventually we got Defend the North, which was in White Plains at first, and then they moved to Flushing, but we never had like something that's really in your backyard. So how significant was Toryuken?
For ST,
Well, just like for you, and also which city was Toryuken in?
Toronto.
All right, so that was always Toronto top tiers.
Yeah.
Toryuken.
So I mean, for us, like I always felt like that we had a major in Montreal back in the day. Like it was the Montreal annual tournament. That was our major for us. We used to have like Canada used to have like at least 2 majors per year, which was one in Toronto and one in Montreal, right? So people from Toronto come to Montreal, and then you get Montreal come to Toronto. So that's how it was back then until Canada Cup was a thing. But how significant it was because it was regional battles basically. It was we came to invade, and then you got these people coming to our city, and then you got these people we are ourselves going to their city. You know what I'm saying? Like it was definitely significant because we just had to prove ourselves, because back in the day FGC was all about regional.
Who's better? Which area is better? For sure.
Yeah, it was all regional. It was definitely significant back then for sure. But as for Toryuken, I think it was Toryuken was the shift of this to this new FGC mentality and all that stuff, because back then it was a T series, and then we had the MAT series. Toryuken was like another branch that just from Toronto top tiers that they started their own thing, and then of course it became big afterwards. And then the T series was just it was no longer a thing. Toryuken came in, and of course it was big. Of course it was getting more popular over the years. Toryuken 3 was like the year where Super Turbo like got the invite to Evo for 2014 for TOL2, I think. Yeah, it was TOL2.
Right. Which you qualified for that one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because you qualified for TOL2 and 3, and a nail biter match for 3, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But so at Toryuken, actually, I know that's a very important match for your career. So we can actually check that out right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be this one. Just tell me what year this is. What are we looking at here?
So first of all, 2014 was so. Before we even go to this tournament, I think I took a break from fighting games in 2013. I was playing Marvel for 2 years, 2011 to 2013. And then I was on a point where, I'm getting older. I was getting to a point in my life where, I need to find a career, no whatsoever. So I was I had some diplomas. I was going to school. I had a diploma. I had to go through that, getting this job. It was just like, is video games still going to be a thing? I was not even thinking about esports or whatsoever, right? It was not even existing at the time. So I was like, well, I mean, am I going to do this all my life or whatsoever? So 2013, I took a break for a year. And then this is where I was getting going to parties, like I was getting my energy out,
So what we're seeing here is a rusty Jimmy Bones.
Yes, basically. So 2014 was like the rusty ass Jimmy Bones.
But they ended up winning this one.
That's the thing, because here's what happened, right? So they announced the qualifier for TOL2 in Canada. That was like the first thing they ever did to have Canadians fly over to Evo. And then I was like, oh, they do shit like this? I'm gonna guess I'm gonna enter for this one time. And I guess it went pretty well. That was a very important match because it was also my first tournament win. I actually never won a tournament until 2014, if that makes more sense. So for me, it was like, man, that was the ugliest play I've ever done in my entire life, and I still won. It made me wonder, like, what could it have been, like, if I never stopped playing. But I felt like, when I won against Justin, that was it, because I came back from retirement. But just to experience ST again, because I was like, I need something to fill the void, right? But I wasn't sure like if I was going to continue because I was like, yeah, this is it. I won the tournament. I guess Justin. That was like I can't top that. I can't top that. I think I was done. I thought I was done. You know, and guess what? I still went on playing fighting games, not just ST though. I was playing fighting games a little bit more. There was new games that came out. I was like, yeah, okay, those new games are gonna look nice. Because if there's one thing you guys need to know, I play a lot of fighting games. I don't play just ST. I play fighting games in general. I love fighting games in general. And 2014, definitely I made the decision to continue playing fighting games because, of course, after winning of the Just, I was like, yeah, okay, I still may have something that I want to look at, you know, where from there, like, where can I go? Where
it seems like 2014 is what like fueled you to like enter a lot more tournaments. Definitely there's like a couple of years where you were in a bunch of stuff and you know getting like real high placements. What were you thinking though, like fighting Justin? Because like yeah, ST is not his main game, but he's one of the strongest competitors anyhow, and you know, being a little rusty and then getting back into this, like, how did it feel having to fight him in the grand finals?
Well, to me,
I think you swept it, by the way. But
yeah, I mean, the first set was close, but then the second set, or the first set, your winners finals was close, but then grand finals, yes, I swept them. But how it felt, I think it was an experience I clearly don't want to mess up. Like playing against a big name like Justin, like a FGC legend, I was like, okay, this is my time. Can I make it? Can I make it happen? Can I do it? And then you play Osagata. I was like, okay, I can make it happen. I can make it happen. I was like, yeah, I think I got it. But even though I was rusty as hell, like it was coming back to me the more I was playing Justin. It was coming back to me. I think I was rusty the whole tournament. I was playing so bad the whole tournament until my set against Justin. Justin woke me up. I think he woke me up. Like it was like, okay, this is happening. Okay, this is how like I should be doing things. My reflexes were coming back to me, you know. And then I was like, okay, I think I am made for this. I am made for these moments, you know. So yeah, it felt amazing. And after I won, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was like, I think that was it for me. That was the experience. I got it. But is there anything else? Of course, that's the question I asked myself, but this is why I kept playing. I kept playing, play new games, see new experiences, like see where the competition goes. All right. But then I will say I was not playing ST. I was not really active with ST. I think after 2014, I wasn't really playing ST seriously because I was interested in playing other games. Evo 2014, like when I went to TOL2, I got bodied like 0-2. Like I didn't care. Like
oh, dang. I
got destroyed. Like that's how rusty I was. I was like, that's how rusty I was. Like I was like, damn, I got smoked. And then the gambling
that's like the ST mood swings, man. Hey, like I won my first major, going up against Justin Wong, and then like, now you're at the TOL2, what you qualified for, going 0-2. That's like the mood swings that you get with ST tournaments. Super hard to be consistent for like 99% of us, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it is because. Again, concentration is a thing, but if you're not on point, you're not going to be on point. And this game shows you like someone is better than you, like at any category. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're having practice, it's gonna show. If my man is ready for you, it's gonna show. Like this game is good at demonstrating your weakness. It teaches you discipline. If you're not disciplined, it's gonna show. Like this game is just, it's very telling, like from the gameplay, like by playing. You're playing like, oh shit, I made a jump. Why would I jump there? Like you make all these mistakes, right? So yeah, definitely this game it definitely tells you that.
So how do you stay in practice? I mean, it seems like you've kind of been like on off even after 2014. Maybe you took an off again, and then the moments where you got back on was, you were a bit on a hot streak. But how do you stay strong or consistent? Because a lot of people don't have a scene where they're always able to like find someone to play. So even currently, like maybe 2 years back before COVID, when it came to tournaments, we would only play like maybe the day before the tournament, just grind it out, and then here comes the tournament. Now it's time to play. Like it wasn't really feasible to have sessions. So how do you stay sharp when it's in a condition like that?
I think it came down for playing other games, to be honest, because I was just being active in other games, and for me, like practicing this decision making, in certain situations, like to me, I play every single game like it is Street Fighter 2. To be honest with you, Machi, like it's not the way you approach fighting games, but I approach my fighting games mostly like Street Fighter 2. Like I relate to everything like that. So I guess like when I was taking some time off for Super Turbo, like I think I played like once a year after that. Like 2015 Canada Cup, that was like the only time I played it. Then 2016 again, I played it like one time. But I was playing like other games like Guilty Gear, On the Night. I was playing all kinds of shit. But those games definitely kept me, my reflexes sharp or my decision making better. They were good at doing that. So when I came back in 2017 after playing Street Fighter 5 for 2 seasons, I was like, especially after playing Street Fighter 5 season 2, I know Barwa was good, but and then I think there was one big loss I had in Toryuken 5, I think, or was it Toryuken 5? Anyway, this is where like I stopped playing Street Fighter 5 and I felt like, damn, I'm done with this game. And then ST was announced at Combo Breaker, and I was like, okay, I think I can do this again. So I went to Chicago 2017. 2017. So here's how I went to Chicago in 2017. It was a last minute decision. I was like, man, am I really gonna go Combo Breaker? It was like a month before the event. I didn't pay any flights. I didn't pay anything. But Atari actually invited me to go to Combo Breaker to be in his room and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, shout out to Atari, man. He, we didn't even talk about him much yet, but that dude, I feel like was the bridge between U.S. Canada, because there was that point where we were just flying here all the time, and that's how I got like to know everyone, like Jed and Chirithi, you. Yeah,
he was definitely the bridge for sure. He was like the missing link, if that makes sense.
Yeah, basically.
He was the missing link. And when I met him in 2016, he was just like, hey, you should play a little bit more. You should travel a little bit more. I was like, yeah, I don't know. Let's see, let's see what happens. And 2017, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna invite you to Combo Breaker. I was like, okay, well, I actually say yes at the last minute. And it was a month before, and I didn't pay shit. So I was like, man, how can I do this, man? All these flights are fucking expensive. And I was like, damn, what else? What are the other alternatives? And then I read I was like, can I get there by bus? From Montreal to Chicago by bus. Can I go there? And I was looking at the prices.
You did the Psychochronic?
Bro.
The Psychochronic special?
I freaking did that, man. I was like, 24 hours? No, let's get it.
Yo, Fiend. Yo, that's how you know you love the game. When you're willing to fucking sit on a bus for a day.
Bro, I literally did that, man. And I was like, 24 hours. I was getting, I was sweating. I was like, no, don't come talk to me on the bus, bro. I'm gonna be like, damn. I was just feeling so dirty, man. It was just bad. That shit was bad. Anyway, I went when I arrived to Chicago, like it was like I think it was Thursday. When I arrived to Chicago, it was scary as fuck. It was my first time in Chicago. I was in downtown, and I was hearing about, you know, hey, Chicago is kind of dangerous over there. I'm like, fuck. And then I was like, I didn't know where to go because Phoenix Runs at the time was like it was like an hour away from the city.
Yeah, that's right.
So I was like, damn, what's my situation now? I cannot call a Uber because, you know, Uber doesn't go away. Like, there was this thing about like Uber.
You guys call it Uber in Canada?
Uber. I mean, that's my fucking French brain.
Yeah, that's dope. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm just learning new terminologies.
Yeah, it's my.
Neither are wrong. I mean,
but anyway, like I said,
go ahead.
I call Uber, right? And there was this thing about it, like, you know, they can't take me away from this somewhere that is actually an hour from the city. It was like, what? And then I was getting stuck, and I was like, wait, how do I get there? And then I had to talk to a few people, and it's like, yo, you gotta take the subway, man. You gotta take the subway that actually takes you closer to the venue. And I was like, damn, subway for real? All right, let me get that to the subway. And I was walking around the streets, man. It was actually 2 a.m.
Yo,
it was 2 a.m., bro. I was like, oh my god, man, I don't wanna. Bro, I was like,
risky.
Bro, I took my passport out, you know, just in case, man. You want to tag me, bro? I'm Canadian, man. You can't tag me, bro. What you mean, bro? You can't be doing that shit. And then, you know, I
am the one who taps,
bro. Yeah. Exactly. So I was like, I was taking the train, and that was like 30 minutes. And then I got to my destination. It was dark as fuck. Like it was like in the suburbs or something like that, right? And I was just walking. Like the lights were off. Everybody was sleeping. I was just walking, man. I would look at my GPS, like, where am I, bro? Where's the point where I could call a taxi? I was walking for 15 minutes, and then I got to the spot. I was calling a taxi. There was dudes looking at me. They were just coming off the bar, and you know, this shit was getting scary, man. I was calling a taxi right away. Yo, somebody come get me to get to the venue real quick. Oh my god, bro! And you know, I got to the taxi and I got to the venue, man. I was like, I was so relieved. And then,
that's a fish out of water experience right there. Like the discomfort, bro, right? Like I have no idea where I am. It's crazy right now. I got no one,
bro. And then
why do I play this shit?
Oh, that was like never again. I'll take a freaking, you know, decision on the 1 month before a tournament. That was like the last thing I will ever do again, bro. Anyway, back to you know, I went to the venue. Finally, I was there. I was relieved. I saw Atari. I was like, yeah, where you been?
yeah. Once you see Atari, you know you're good now. You're being taken care of,
bro.
Yeah, you're good. You're good now,
man. But let me tell you about that trip, man. So I went there to Combo Breaker broke. Actually, that was crazy. I went there to Combo Breaker super broke, and because I spent all my money to get the trip, you know. So I was like, if I don't make this money, I'm gonna die. So tournament day, you know, I was doing my thing over there. I was getting dubs. I mean, I had to say how it is, man. I was getting my dubs. I think I only lost to Dab Die, I think. Was it Dab Die?
Oh, wait. All right. This is actually, you know what? I think we have a picture for this one, too. This is the one where you got third, then, if I'm not mistaken. Just under Dam Die and Roy Bizzle.
Yeah. I think I lost to Dam Die that tournament. Early before top 8.
Yeah, I think a big one that you had was against Ultra Combo. And right after the match, I remember you were like, you got your hands on your face. You're just like the adrenaline, because and Atari was on commentary. I actually remember this, 'cause I remember watching this either live or as soon as the VOD went up, and I remember seeing your expression like you were feeling yourself. But now that you're telling me this story, I understand why there was so much on the line for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But it just seemed like, because you were the lone Canadian representative, and this was like the furthest anyone had gotten. You know what I mean? In a tournament, like in the U.S. against guys like Damn Dive, Roy Bizzle, Ultra Combo. There were, I think, what's his face was there? Oh my God, the Dictator player. I'm being Arch Villain.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why like this was kind of a moment, and I think you and Roy met in losers finals.
Yes.
But yeah, you were like,
but
you were getting there, but you were getting real close, and your emotions were definitely like showing.
Well, it was more than it was more on the line, because it was like, man, if I don't make this money, man, I'm gonna start begging. So it was more on the line for sure. There was the fact that I was getting like that placement, and the fact that, bro, if I don't make this money, man, I'm probably gonna be like, hey, see me outside, bro, because I don't think
you're gonna have to do what you did in grade school, to start beating people up, doing real life Street Fighter moves.
Yeah, that's
my fight.
That's pretty much what it was. That was like the story behind it. That's why these emotions came out. I was like, man, okay, all right, I got this. I was like, damn, I just did that. Of course, especially against Ultra Combo, right? I know like this guy was. This is one of those guys that just leveled up over the years. I remember Ultra Combo for GGPO and all that stuff, right? And yeah, this guy was definitely like getting better with Osagat, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is the dude. And you know what's funny, right? People were actually wanting me to beat him, because I was getting friendly with the Chicago scene. And Chicago scene at one point didn't like Ultra Combo. And I was like,
yeah, he was always kind of the villain, especially in that era. He was definitely the villain. Yeah, it is what it is.
So people were like, yo, Jimmy, you need to beat this guy. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. And then I felt like I accomplished something for them when I beat him. I was like, well, yeah, I mean his Osagat is definitely one of the best Osagats I've played. But I was just familiar with the matchup, I guess, and things worked out.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw earlier the 3-0 you did on Justin, so definitely you have like a confidence in that match. I did talk to Ultra Combo maybe a year or two after that tournament. And he told me, it was, yo, bro, like I had food poisoning. I felt like shit that day. Yeah.
A word.
I mean, it doesn't show in the video, but yeah, he was like, yeah, man, I was throwing up like the day of and shit. And but yeah, I mean, either way, you got the win. There was a dope match where I think you went for Chip Super. And he just did a wake up tiger uppercut to beat it, and then you got this like smirk on your face, like damn, shit's not easy. But yeah, that was a good tournament.
Wait,
and
you mean like when I did Super on Wake Up on his Wake Up?
Yeah.
That
so
was
you
not
did a meaty Super.
It was not the DP. It was he actually woke up sweep, because
no. See, so it was so you do the Super, and then he did I think you did it too early, so the first hit whiffed, and then he uppercut on the second hit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then I mean, I don't remember the match, but I think I remember now. So.
Yeah. Now, I just remember thinking like, damn, this dude like Ultra Combo's mad clutch. But either way, like you took it from him pretty convincingly, and then made it into that top 3, and that was a good look. Like you were in that picture we just saw with Roy Bizzle, Damn Die, and I think definitely you won the hearts of the people there at Combo Breaker, because you were the sole rep of your community and coming through. Then later on, actually, I think this might have been the following year. I just want to show this match real quick. This Combo Breaker 2018 is you against Killer Miller. Reason why I wanted to show this match is I just wanted to know, your thoughts on this, because Boxer is considered like obviously a really strong character, but he has some matchups that are a little bit like not like free.
Mhm.
This being one of them, and Honda Boxer's just been debated. I'm pretty sure you saw on Discord. It was like Super V, Sean, Gizzle. So I just want to know like what you were thinking about this match.
Well, this match can be played in many different ways. I'm telling you right now, like both of these characters are like have their tools to beat each other. That's for sure. But this is coming from me against Tello. I think this is me like playing Tello over like almost like all my life. Like this is the guy who used to murk me with Honda, like a very defensive Honda. So I was just rushing it down. He was just beating me. I was like, man, I cannot really do this. I can't really just be reckless and attacking Honda, And he made me play a style that, hey, just you come at me. I take the lead. You come at me, and you're going to do everything in your power to make it happen. You're going to jump. I'm going to counter you. You're going to make a reckless headbutt. I'm going to jab at. I'm going to shut down all your options if I take the lead. That's how I felt like I was playing this matchup. But same goes with Honda. Honda, like, when he gets the lead, like this is where like it gets a little bit harder for a boxer to approach, because if you're a reactive Honda player, you can react to almost everything. And if I do a low rush, yeah, the headbutt's coming up, or the head's coming up, and I'm getting hit, and then I'm getting Ochio. Like there's so many things that can't go wrong for boxer, and so many things.
Yo, what a headbutt! Yeah, what a headbutt!
I was anticipating the heads because she was doing heads, right? So that's why I went for the headbutt right there. So yeah, so basically like Kilometer like definitely plays a very aggressive Honda, and I feel like the playstyle I played was working, but then I had to switch it up because if she was adapted to my playstyle, like it was gonna be trouble. So I think towards the end of the set, I switched up to offensive. Like she was not ready. Like I was like, oh wow, those rushes coming in right now. And then yeah, I was getting to her head basically. But you can see like I was just as you can see I was just doing like everything to shut her down, just to slow her down, and then the moment you move forward, boom, it was just about being reactive. But yeah, if you make a mistake like that, like getting swept, you're in trouble, But yeah, I feel this matchup is I want to say it's 5-5, but if you're a boxing player like that knows how to, that knows how to take the lead, then I think you mostly win. But I'm gonna say it's 5-5 because both of these characters definitely know how to shut down each other for sure. It's all about taking the lead.
Yeah, we can watch another match from it and see the adaptation. But man, Killer Miller definitely played really clean, and I don't know. I kind of want to see this match more, or see more of the guys talking about it with.
But like I said,
there's just a lot of boxer players on my Discord. So, oh my god, yo.
Yeah, like I said, like nobody plays this matchup the same. Nobody plays this matchup the same. There's so many ways to play it, and it's all about the knowledge for from both players. Like, hey, what are you gonna do if I do this? What are you gonna do if I do that?
Nice reaction.
Like, see. For me, it's more like this is like I said. This is the experience coming from Tello. Like, I know, like in certain range, like he could do Honda could do this. In certain range, Honda could do this. So I was just playing the same way I was playing as Tello.
So how do you like? For you personally, which matchup do you think you're best at, regardless of if it's a positive or negative match? Yeah, this looks like you were just kind of going in. Yeah,
I want to say Honda is one of those matches, and Osagat, because these are the matches I think it's definitely Osagat, because this is the matchup I played like a lot, because people just tend to go with that, right? Shoto's kinda. But mostly Honda and Osagat. These are the two matchups I am mostly familiar with.
Yeah, I think every player has their preference. Like for me, if I'm fighting Guile, I like Dictator or Ryu for fighting Guile. And in particular, like my favorite match is against Guile. I think that's probably the one that I'm like best at. Maybe I'm okay at Ryu, but it's still like a challenge for me. But for other dictators, it might be like, oh, I'm very, oh yeah, and Ultigat, I guess. Like I feel good about fighting Ultigat, but then there are other dictator players that might be like, oh yeah, like I'm really good at fighting Boxer. I'm really good at fighting, Ken. And as a player, you kind of develop your own thing, but it's probably based on your experience with your teammates. So Othello, since we talked about him a few times, I remember one of the strongest like HDR Hondas, but it turns out he's also really good at ST. So how did you guys work together to level up? Was it a lot of lab work? Was it
like
how?
Well, not really, because ST, like I said, it was not the game that was really accessible back then in Montreal. We don't have any cabinets or super guns to practice, and we live pretty much far away from each other, so it's not like we were close or like, hey, come on to my place and we just get to practice or whatsoever. Everybody has their own realities, if that makes sense, what I'm trying to say here. We only just meet up in tournaments. Like, you got your skills ready, you know what you can do, you know what I can do, so that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, it's cool to like. I think I would recommend to everyone to find your rival or find your like teammate, so you guys can help level each other up. I think, especially seeing you guys together at Canada Cup all the time, you're always teaming up with them. I think your biggest level up might have been through Thello or Thilo. You always call him Thilo. I used to call him Thello, but until you corrected me.
so how but yeah, I would say like my ways of practicing, I mean, I wasn't really practicing that much. To me, it's more like remembering scenarios, like because these scenarios, I played them so much online, and to me, especially on that first year, like I played ST so much, like it was just, the information was just stuck in my head for all these years. And of course, it got better of course, it got better when I gathered more information, new information, playing other players and all that stuff. It's all about remembering, and practicing is not really something I was doing, to be fair with you. And with Thello, like I said, we just meet up and we just play whenever we can, but we don't really play regularly. Like even the other players like Mad Zero and all these guys back then, we just don't play each other. Like, we don't. Like, we just know, like, hey, I know you can do this, I know you can do that in tournaments, but that's pretty much it. We don't even practice. We don't like doing casuals. Like, if I have somebody that will play casuals with me, will be Song, like the one that beat me in grand finals in my first tournament. That was like the only guy. Like, hey, if there's an SD cabinet, we're gonna play this game right now. like I would just like play with him all the time if there was a chance. But not these guys. Like, we're not that close, if that makes sense what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so like that's unfortunate, because I think, again, then you doubt yourself in the tournament if you lose. Like, damn it, if only I got to practice, and that's the part that sucks.
Actually, I don't really think that way anymore, because I think that was a thing I was thinking when I was younger, but when I got older, like in 2014, like, to me it's like, hey, I mean, I lost, yeah, but I know what to do next time. But it's not like I wasn't salty or even like, hey, I didn't get to practice, because I feel like my only practice is when I play in tournaments. I'm telling you right now, like, to me, it's like, it's all about remembering. And when I get hot, I get hot like crazy. Like, it becomes automatic the more I play.
Yes.
But
so that's why, like, I think 2018 was when you qualified for TOL3 beating Isimorn in a real tight match. And you had a real good run in Canada Cup 2018. So I actually just wanted to play this match here. And this is you against Komoda. Now I know this match is tough, but let me tell you, when Komoda goes to the arcade, and he doesn't, he's actually like pretty much retired, but when he plays, he will streak hella people. At this point, like, you're in the top 32, your winner's side. Like, what are you thinking, man?
Well, 2018 was a big year for me in general because this is like the most I've practiced for ST. And there was a lot of tournaments with that game. Yeah, you got the Spring Series, you had the Combo Breaker. We had the Super Turbo Showdown early 2018 in Toronto that I won that tournament to go to Texas. That was the most practice I had. And let me tell you what went through my mind when I played as Komoda. I was like, there's strong Blanco players online. Rakunishu, Fromo, Real Decoy. All these players are inspired by Komodo Blanca, right? So I already had an idea how to play this matchup. See what I'm trying to say? Like, I already had an idea. Since everybody be playing the same way or try playing the same way that Komoda, I was like, this is not going to be any different.
That headbutt. Oh my god, the headbutt was everything. Look at this pop off.
Yep. Because I was like, this is not going to be any different because everybody plays the same way, like with Blanca. And I'm like, I just know what to do. And I was not surprised about that win. I was just more proud about that win because I was like, yeah, thank you guys.
Yo, that confidence is crazy because you can go up in a match that's not very favorable, but because you're Japanese, they're gonna have way less mistakes, and they have decades of experience, and then still, like, I think your successes came from being confident in your play.
Oh, for sure. And it's crazy. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to. Damn, I think it's time to get controversial right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
So this win is very important for me, but not very important for others because, people were just like, yo, Komoda's going to beat Jimmy Bones because this is Komoda Blanca, right? And it's crazy because I always wonder, like, if it was anyone else but myself playing, like, or if it was anyone else playing Komoda, what would have happened, right? Because it's me playing Komoda and I win against Komoda, and you're gonna say that the matchup is actually Blanca's favor? Really? Like, you come on, dog. Like, come on, man. Like, there's been people like that. There's been people like that is saying, like, hey, this matchup is hard for Blanca, but nah, zero respect for me, bro. Zero. I received nothing, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I knew like that tournament, it was my last tournament, ain't it? Because I'm gonna do everything I can. If people, I don't care what people are gonna think. I'm just gonna do my thing, and that's gonna be it. And by beating Komoda Blanca, I was like, yep, you guys just saw what I just did, and you can't take it. You can't take it away from me. That's pretty much what I gotta say about that.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people want to know what triggered, because you just said like you already had the intention of making this your last like ST stint, and so the people really want to know why. They're curious because after a run like this, which actually we might as well just watch. I guess your last tournament match is right here. Your last ever tournament match. You against Afro. So this is the last game that you ever played in a tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what's crazy about this match? I'm actually fighting against my idol.
Oh shit, let's go.
I actually told him, like, when I met him early 2018 in Texas, I actually told him, yo, I grew up watching you, bro. He couldn't believe it. He could not believe it. I was like,
hella humble.
Yeah, he could not believe it, man. I was like, yeah, I grew up watching you, bro, man. I'm actually like a big fan. Big fan. You taught me how to play the game and everything like that. So going against him in the tournament was kind of special. So to have that as a final match, yeah, why not? You know, it was something. I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll ever beat you, but because you just know what you're doing, right? You're better than me and all that stuff. But at least I can get some games on you, you know, just that type of feeling. It was
yeah, this is on the top 8 stage, man. This is kind of a big one.
Yeah, I was like, after losing to Nuki, I was like, yeah, this is it for me, bro.
All right, so you got the win on Komoda.
Yeah.
Then you lost to Chun,
Yeah.
and then you fought your idol for your last match.
Yeah.
So I think that pretty much will bring us to, oh, nice, using the kick up or to kill his low jab.
I was like,
yo, 55 boys. You know about the lore?
Yo, I actually don't know about the lore, but I think that's gonna be for another day. But yeah, it's just getting these dubs, not these dubs, but these rounds. Like, to me, it's like, I'm not doing that bad right now. I was like, yeah, this is what I can do. Like, and you just imagine if I didn't stop, like, what could have happened, right? But to me, it's more like, yeah, I'm just letting you know, guys, that this is what I can do. And personally, I don't think I can go any further. So,
yo,
yeah, see that? Like, yeah. See, when I made that miss, I was like, oh my god.
And then you were like, all right, that's it. That's the last game I'm ever gonna play.
Yep, that's it.
So, like, why? I mean, was it you felt underappreciated, or like, I need to move on from this game, or I want to focus on other stuff? I mean, side note, for those who don't know, actually, Jimmy Bones, you got 9th at Sam's show at Evo, right?
Yes, I did.
You were just a hair away from making the top 8. If I say the names of the top 8, you would get why it's important. So there was Infiltration, Kazunoko, Chris G, Alex Valle, I think Diddy Makov. All these people who are multi-game champions from around the world, which shows that obviously you're on the caliber of, yeah, like, I can pick up a fighting game and get good at it because, you know, your name is being mentioned in the same circle, like Kazunoko. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy. So, like, as a side note, for those who don't know, like, I know, you know, you were tapping into different games for a while, even traveling to like CEO for Sam's show, and like you were kind of on the circuit for a little bit for that. But shit, I forgot what my question was.
Why I retired, basically.
Yeah, like, why did you decide, all right, this is it for ST, and then we could talk about Chun all you want.
I mean, let's get to that first, but it's pretty simple. I think I did what I can do in that game. I won a tournament. I qualified for certain placings. I won against specific people. Oh, so one of those things is also like, so one of the big things also that happened in 2018 at Toronto. For a long time, like, when it comes to the Canadian scene, there was a group called, on the Toronto side, the Four Horsemen of ST. You know, it was Tiger Chronic, J 07, Dogberry. I'm not sure if it's Dogberry or Farid, but Dogberry, and David Spence. All these 3 people. 3 of them, people, I beat them over the years, right? There was one left, and that was David Spence. David Spence showed up in 2018 at Super Turbo Showdown, and I beat him in that tournament to win the tournament. To
that
win.
Same year. So 2018 was the year.
Yeah, 2018 was the year. So, and I beat him, and I was like, all right, I did what I wanted to do. This is it. I beat all these motherfuckers. That's it. But and then, of course, you know, going to Spring Series, you know,
You beat me at that one.
Yeah, I beat you, and Even like,
I mean, I got my revenge after in our first to 5.
I don't care, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It wasn't tournament.
I don't care, man. I don't really care. Like most of the people that they come at me after tournament, like I'm not really. I don't really care.
No, I feel you.
I don't really care.
I mean, for me, it was, bro. Like I need to know that I can beat this guy, even if it was casual. But
it was not the first time I beat you,
though.
It was not the first time I beat you in one event though, because the first time I beat you was actually at I think it was 2017 or 2016 Canada Cup.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it was it team tournament?
Team tournament Canada Cup.
Yeah, yeah. We were on the cabinet, and you faced this boxer, and I was fighting this dictator. I'm pretty sure it was 2016 Canada Cup. It was actually like before the tournament started. It was just like a gathering or something like that. And I fought the Kusumondo. I was sitting down. I think I was sitting down and people were just playing like people, right? And at one time I was just sitting down and I played you. I played the Kusumondo after that. Kusumondo beat me, but I beat you. And I was like, I know this guy in 2018. I know this guy. I know how to beat him. I know how to.
Hey, this is the lore I know nothing about, but I'll take the L anyway. It's all good. I'll take it. I'm fine. I don't get salty, so.
I mean, Spring Series. Of course, I finished 9th place against probably the best players in the world. Again, it's just like it just kept going, right? It just kept going. To me, it's like, all right, I know I could do this, but I don't think there was anything else I wanted to do more for that game, because I did everything I could do. Be a Japanese player, be like specific people, like the Four Horsemen. The only thing I will ever miss is to beat Jedi Jedi 7. I will never get a chance, probably not.
There's always a time for you to come out of this retirement, because
I mean it's not about me. Like, it's not about me. It's about him coming out of the retirement too. Because
true.
This is like, it's not about me anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the point where I will never get a chance because he just doesn't play anymore, and I don't really. I mean, at that point, I just came to accept that. But everything else, I think like there was a checklist. And I made that checklist. And I feel like there's nothing else I want to prove or do with that game. So all that comes left is frustration. You know? Like when you know what you're doing, but the next thing that will just bring the next thing this game will bring you is frustration because you're losing. You feel like you need to perform every time you play. And it came down to that. Actually, like it came down to that at one point, like I was just not enjoying that much because the way you lose it and all that stuff, it was like, I don't want to have that feeling no more, right? Like winning is just like, yeah, I want that, but at the end of the day, it came down like this game will just bring me frustration if I keep playing competitively. So,
I mean, it's a double-edged sword, like. And it depends on how you take the game, but if you think about from a spectator point of view, they want as many hype matches as possible. So
I don't play for the crowd. I don't play for the crowd. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh damn! Sorry for the Lord Jimmy Bones fans.
I don't play for the crowd. I play for me. If the crowd loves it, then so be it. But I don't play for the crowd. I always play for myself. For my self accomplishments or self personal goals, I always do that.
Right. I mean that's fair.
The only thing that is for the crowd is streaming, which is why I'm streaming right now. Streaming definitely saved, like my love for video games because I thought I was done in 2018 with everything, but thankfully streaming was a thing also in 2018. That I kept playing video games or even competing fighting games like Samurai Showdown. Samurai Showdown was an accident. I'm telling you right now, Samurai Showdown was an accident. I didn't think I was going to compete that game. But guess what? All these placings and especially 9th place at Evo. Yeah, I guess I kept going regardless. But then again, that's because of streaming. Like I just enjoy the video games a little bit more with streaming. And
yeah, I feel like with your streams, you definitely have a vibe. What is that? I guess chill vibes. I think is
yeah,
your thing, and no, it's cool. And you express yourself with like your like the graphics and the tone, the quality. Your like emotes and stuff. Like it's cool that you're able to make something with that. It was one of the topics also I want to bring up towards the end of the podcast. But
let me finish about the retirement thing.
Yeah.
Of course, streaming was also a big part of why I also stopped, because I feel like hey, if there's anything I wanted to enjoy, like it won't be competition, it will be like something else. Because I felt I was at a point where I don't need to compete to enjoy myself in video games and all that stuff, right? Even though, especially Super Turbo, if that makes more sense. Because I think that's pretty much all I did for my 20s. All I did was playing Super Turbo. Like, for 10 years, I was like, I need something. I need something else. Like, come on, I need like some new experiences, man. Some new type of enjoyment. And I don't think ST was a game that could bring that. For sure, it will bring me some memories and nostalgia and all that stuff, but it will never go any higher. But I will say this: most of the people that want me to come back just want to set again. I'm like, nah. Like most of the people that want me to come back basically definitely just want to run another set. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. You gotta hold that shit.
No, it's good. It's good for the story, though. It's good for the story. But now talking to you, I can definitely see your perspective. I remember Yoga Boy was telling me when he talked to you at Canada Cup, he was like, yeah, like Jimmy told me straight up, this is my last tournament. This was before you fought Komodo. This was before whatever, and he always found it like peculiar. And he goes like, yeah, it's weird. He didn't. Because for a lot of people, it's, oh yeah, I quit after getting that high placement. Like, I'm done. Like, this is, the peak. This is like my ability. But actually, you already made up your mind beforehand, which is what a lot of people don't know. But like Yoga Boy knows because, he's evident. So
yeah,
if you're listening to this podcast, I think a lot of people will think that you quit because you had a hot year. But
no,
really, your retirement was like
way before that.
And it was because of your personal feeling towards the game, and you didn't want to get more frustrated, but you had these personal goals in mind that you accomplished, and now you're like, it's time to move on, and you're focusing on your streaming or other games, or creating content in a different way. Which I know before you also said like you don't play for the people, but like streaming is exactly that. So maybe the shift of how you're approaching ST or video games changed with streaming.
Yes.
I want to say.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's interesting. It puts it in perspective. I hope you don't feel any like negativity if you think that people want you back for the run back. People want you back because of your energy. You got the like the smile that you always have on your. Hold up, I got the picture. the classic. Hold up, where is it? This joint, come on, you know what I mean? Like we can see you. We know who you are. You're a personality of the scene. Like you're a character. Like we're all characters in a way, right? But you're also one of those characters, and that's why like we want to see you at the tournament. It's not to hear you rage about Chun. Well, maybe for some people it is because it's funny, and it's not like, oh, I want the run back. It's because you're someone who's like embedded in the ST lore.
Well,
and
there's more to it. Again, I don't think I'm being honest here, but. Of course, the Chun part is also like not a major factor, but a little bit of factor of it, because I was like, sure, I made a complaints about Chun. Okay, so let's get to that conversation right now. Let's get to that.
And in the meanwhile, let me actually load up just one of the games. So this is at Spring Series 2018. Wow. You're going up against Oda Chun.
God damn, you have that?
Best player in the world. Your fro is looking on point, but you could talk about Chun while we watch this. Watch for your reactions.
Wow, I didn't know like you had those, but I guess you do. I mean, Oda Chun, you freaking. Actually, this is actually the match I made the tweet after that. Fuck SC.
Of course.
That was the tweet I made. That was actually the tweet from that match. This is actually the match I made the tweet about fuck SC Chun. Because yeah, like the way like Oluchi beat me, I was like, no fucking way, bro. No fucking way, dude. But the thing is, like, also, like, I'm not gonna get into the details, but I feel like when I made that comment and nobody actually took that seriously, like, because if there's one thing I learned in the SC community when it comes to opinions, nobody's gonna listen to a boxer player. No one's going to listen to a boxer player because I play boxing. So whenever complaints I make, it's not gonna make sense because I play boxer, right? So whenever I see Chud, I'm gonna make a complaint. People are gonna be like, "But you play boxer, bro." So
yeah, actually, I hear that a lot. Not only for boxer, but also claw. Like,
so the logic doesn't come first. It's like a automatic response. Like, so you cannot have I cannot have a conversation. You know, I cannot have a conversation about, like, hey, this character's stupid. Yeah, my character's stupid, but this character's even more stupid. Like, there hasn't been any sort of logic interaction. But since people are just make fun of me, or, you know, people actually didn't really like what I just said because I'm a boxer player, it definitely change my ways of thinking about the community itself, because I was like, well, if these guys can't have a conversation about it, I'm like, why am I wasting my time? But also, like, it came down to that Jimmy Bones, the Challenge complainer, rather than the ST player. Also, people just forgot like who I am as a player or whatsoever, because now all they see about me is me complaining about Chud. So I became a meme to the community, basically. So I don't want that. And you know what? If it came down to that, I'm like, it's whatever. That's why this tournament in 2018 in Canada was also very personal in this sort of way. Because I'm not the guy that complains. I'm actually the guy that fucking performs, bro. So if you're gonna be out there behind your screen and say that, yo, you're just a boxer player, but you can't perform and you can't be at this level that where I was, like, come on, man. What kind of argument what kind of argument can you make compared to me? So there's a lot that was going on with that thing.
Yeah, it definitely became a meme. But you know, some people will hear it, and I think for people that are diehard SC fans, we might complain about the top tiers, but we still love the game just the same because it is what it is. Like, there's almost every character has some cheap shit. Like, Blanca's low tier, but against certain characters, he can bite all day and it's mad cheap. Or Dictator has, you know, like high damaging combos that can kill if he lands one. Or Claw's got a wall dive, or Ulsa got tiger shots. You're dumb. Like, a lot of characters have cheap stuff, so you could say someone is cheap, something's cheap, and it shouldn't really matter as far as like how people respond to it. That's how I feel. Like,
yeah,
I don't want that to be one of the other like factors that makes you feel, oh, you know, like the scene doesn't get me, or yeah, it's a good thing I'm leaving.
But it's not because it's not gonna be the main reason why I'm leaving. I just told you why I'm leaving. It's just like it just came down to. It really came down to this, where like a boxer player complaining about something in his Super Turbo, you know. This is something I will say this because I think I remember back in 2010. Let me tell you, the person who actually warned me about this shit, damn die.
Damn, shout out to damn diapers. What did he tell you?
I don't think he remembers, but I think he came to me. I was playing on the cabinet. He warned me, like, you know, hey, why would you play boxer, bro? You know you're not gonna get that respect. I remember that very clearly because that was huge to me when he said that to me. I was like, really? And I didn't care because I was gonna play boxing anyway, right? But
Yeah.
he definitely warned me about that shit. And then that came full circle after that. It made sense. And I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I can't. I'm not gonna win. I'm not gonna win.
Don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the
I'm
trolls.
not gonna win this shit. So yeah. He definitely warned me. So again, damn die, man. You were right, man, G. You were right, buddy.
Oh. Shout out to Damn Die. Yeah, I mean, either way, don't feed the trolls that like, would say that like, oh yeah, you're just a boxer player. Because
my man, listen. Which trolls? Who is talking to me? I'm not talking to anyone right now.
True. But again, like,
I'm just saying, like even like, no, oh man, if we go in controversy, let me go in.
Yeah, all right, let's add some more, and then I want to ask you about the streaming stuff after,
okay,
and then community questions. But yeah, let's finish up with the give me all the controversial stuff.
For example, I think there was a good few questions on my thread for the question, but look how the thread derailed.
I think it's due in part to like the Chun meme,
but look
because
how
you made
it
the comment,
derailed.
but it definitely did.
Like
yeah,
how it derailed. It made. I was expecting that because people were just not serious. They're just like, yeah, this with Jimmy Bones. That nah, he complains about John. Let me talk about John real quick. Yeah, that's how they went down. And I was like, all right, well, I mean, if you guys want to act that way, man, might as well do it. I mean, I'm just gonna watch on the sideline. I'm gonna make this podcast, and let you guys rock. I'm not gonna.
What do you have to say to them?
I mean, there's nothing to say to them because at the end of the day, what can you make? What can you make them change? There's nothing to change them. I mean, you see, there's a lot of people that just don't really change over the years, right? So, yeah. Especially ST players, that's why they play the same game over and over and over and over. Some people are just saying like, "Hey, Super Turbo, man, you guys don't retire, of course." And at the same time, you don't change. Now, I'm not here to call out SC players, right? But there's some facts out here. There's some people out here. But I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, no, I respect that. I don't think you've ever had like a conflict with anybody. It's just when the Chun topic gets brought up.
Yeah.
I mean, even then, you don't get fired up. You just straight up, you just sum it up to 2 words. You're like, fuck Chun. No, well, you say fuck SC Chun, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I respect that. It's not like you're taking anything away from any Chun players.
Nope.
You're just saying like the character itself is strong, not taking away nothing from the player, that's respectable. But again, hopefully, you do come back. Sometimes we see you on your stream playing casuals in SC. As someone who loves not just the game, but like the players and the competitive nature and just having all the different personalities blend together, like I hope that you come back to the scene in some way, shape, or form, even if it's like just team tournaments or commentating or whatever it is. But
well,
especially as a player, I want you back. Of course, to also get my run back against you. But
Now I know this is a long shot, but nah, I'm sticking to my decision. I don't think I'll never compete. And if there's anything I will do for the game, it will be like hosting tournaments or even do commentary. That will be the things I will do for the game, but not in competition. I think, like I said, I'm not gonna be on that struggle. I don't want to be stuck in the freaking circle. Like, I'm not gonna be in this vortex of, if you keep playing, I'm not gonna ever be satisfied with that type of thing. I am satisfied what I just did with the game, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, hope everyone else can understand that from like Jimmy's perspective, from your perspective, because again, like everyone has different goals. Like for me, if I'm gonna play the game, it's not like to be best Bipson. It's like, nah, I want to be the best in the world, but that means I have to, put in like infinite hours to get there.
Mhm.
And this is, at one point my true goal. I'm like, no, I just want to be the best or be amongst the best. And right now, that's not something that I'm able to do because I don't have the means of playing as much. So that's why it's more about like streaming or organizing tournaments or doing this podcast to let everyone else know
Mhm.
like our thoughts on how we approach the game. So it's not always about playing. There's other things that you can do to show your
Exactly.
appreciation for the game. So
So
that's why like I get it from your perspective.
but
So
I will say this: if it is anything that will make me come back to play the game, all right.
Okay. Yeah.
If only I will go to Japan. That will be the only thing. If there's anything like that makes me want to come back to play the game, is just to go to Japan and compete over there, and that will be.
All right, say no more. Yo, I'm already planning it.
So
and I'm gonna get you on.
So here's the thing, like going to competing in Japan will be the only and final thing about the game I will do. That will be the only thing. That will be the only thing that will make me come back and play the game. That's it.
All right, I'm already planning out our trip. Like, nah, if that's what it takes to get you out of retirement, I'm willing to do that.
But
shit.
the retirement means
not
like
even joking.
I would just go to Japan and play and not play anything else. I would just go to Japan and play. Let's I want to be clear here. I want to be clear here. Doesn't mean I will just like, hey, I'm gonna start entering tournaments online or in America. No. I just say, let me make that trip to Japan, all right? And not only just to play ST, let me go visit Japan, all right? And then I will get to this tournament or what's going to happen in Japan. I will play my final tournament over there. If that ever happens, it will be in Japan. And that will be the last thing about the game I will do.
Yo, I'm making this itinerary right now. Don't play with my feelings, bro. Yo, we're gonna get more tournament footage of Jimmy Bums. That's sick. All right. At least we know that there's a chance. Like you're still considering it, even if it's just a one more round, like Rocky style. At least you're considering it, and that's good. But I don't know. Hopefully, even like while you're streaming, we can get a couple games in. Like just seeing you play is always a choice. So, yeah, I hope that was helpful for a lot of the people who asked like why and what it would take to get you back. I just had like basically one more topic, which is about the streaming. After that, we can go over the community questions and wrap it up. But I want to know, like, with streaming, what do you think is entertaining for viewers, like from your way of streaming?
So I've been told that I can actually entertain people. People actually like. I've been told that my personality just, kind of inspires the stream, and I take it very personally because I always felt like I'm not a person that is actually funny or whatsoever, but I love to entertain people, but sometimes I just don't know how to, right? But when people say that, it just motivates me, right, to do more. And of course, with the layouts and all that stuff, like I just trying to make this stream like look the cleanest. I want to have the best streaming. I want to have the best stream in the FGC. Like that is one thing I want to do. But of course, it will take some mad work because of course I'm not young, right? I'm not sponsored. I'm not like playing these new games or whatsoever, but I do whatever I can. But I do have the quality, I do have the personality, I do have the freaking the sounds and the vibes and all that stuff. Like there's only a few people that just knows about it, but I mean it's up to me to make the work because I know what to do, but I'm just not doing it right now. But yeah, I just love it. I felt like this is something. I always felt like this is something I want to do for a long time, and I'm doing it. So yeah, that is very enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely. I know a lot of people. Like you have a lot of like diehard fans, I want to call them, or people that frequent your streams a lot because I get some of the same like overlap since it's like fighting games on my stream. They all got your emotes. I'm like, yeah, I know where you guys came from. So I got a lot of support actually through like your streams as well. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think streaming is definitely a good way to put people onto your game, and that's why I want you to, at least if it's not tournaments, just doing ST casuals more of like you were playing Mega Man once. And
I played ST now and then, but of course when I feel like it. But I always like to demonstrate what I can do to the people with the game. Like they just never had an idea, but that I was that player. But sometimes I just feel like there's some other games I can actually show, like Cyber Showdown. That's just a game also I want to showcase to the people. Like there's many other games like that I feel like, hey, this guy's actually good at this game. Like this guy's actually good at this game. Yeah, ST is one of those games too, but I just want to let them know that I'm not just that player, But that's how it is.
Yeah. Well, either way, man, it was good having you on. We have some community questions. I'll let you pick which ones you want to go through. Maybe some of them we already went over, so you can just pop up in Discord.
Just pick one.
Just pick one. All right, let me go through it. What do we got? Let me pick one. If that's what you want to hear. If I see any others, all right. Let's scroll up a bit. Where am I? Alright, we already answered that question. Tank Arcade asks, would you go pro on Tekken 7?
3D fighters are not really my thing, unfortunately. And I like Tekken as a series, as a casual. Competitively, not really. So miss me with that.
All right. How about Super V said, what do you think is the most important strat or idea that boxer players lack?
Patience.
I think sometimes too much patience could also hurt you.
It's facts.
Super V has a pretty unique style with boxer that he's developing right now, but I think the too much, it's more, for me, it's pacing. But you need patience. You can't just go all ham with boxer. That's how you open
the
yourself
pacing
up.
Comes for patience, though.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, patience will calibrate your gameplay 100%.
All right. Then Norman asks, what are your overall thoughts and feelings on the North American 2X scene in comparison to the world, and your thoughts on Canadian ST? We kind of touched on this, but
I could go back. I mean, I could talk about it again, though. I mean,
yeah. So basically, your overall feelings about North America compared to the rest of the world, like versus Europe versus Asia, and then your thoughts on Canadian ST.
For sure. At the moment, I think North America definitely leveled up over the years compared to early ST. I don't think it was a close comparison to Japan, for example. I think right now, North America definitely has a better chance to fight, like the Japanese or even Europe. Europe is definitely up there too. Like definitely they have their players for sure. I feel like if we ever see like tournaments again, then we have to see like American, or should I say North American against Europe. I want to see that more. These two more compared to Japan.
Yeah.
I think these are pretty close. Really, really close compared to Japan. But I mean, Japan is still out there, but I'm pretty sure like these two continents, North America and Europe, they're definitely at this. Not to say I want to say they're at the same level, but they also can't compete with Japan. See what I'm trying to say? Like they're actually up there, but they're also on their way to compete with Japan for sure.
Yeah, I definitely said it as well. Like Europe has been slept on for a little bit, and as was Mexico, as is Canada. Like they were kind of slept on for a minute, but it took a handful of people to point people in the right direction. As
for the Canadian scene, I don't know, because I feel like ever since I stopped playing, everybody stopped playing.
Yeah, it's been a little bit quiet there. But I mean, we could also say because of COVID. But hopefully, we'll get
2019 has been quiet because ever since I stopped, I'm telling you right now, I feel like when I stopped, everybody stopped. I will say this. That's what I will say about that. I think every since I stopped, everybody stopped.
Yeah, that's that more controversy. We could talk about that another time, but I hope, like I said, you do make it back in the scene full force. Otherwise, I'll see you in Japan. But
You'll see me in Japan.
yeah. Basically, we're definitely doing that trip. Like, I'm not gonna forget this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna happen. So you guys already know. Once shit gets good, probably next year, we're planning a trip. It's already gonna be me, Jimmy Bones, Rockman. I don't know who else is gonna come through, but yeah, it's gonna happen. So now you guys know. That'll be the next time you see Jimmy offline at a tournament. And but yeah, is there anyone that you would recommend to have on the show to tell the lore?
Mars Gaddy.
You're now my 11th guest.
Mars Gaddy. Is he already?
Oh yeah.
Is he on the list, or because I think that's one dude that I want to hear his evolution from playing. I want to know what happened.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely have to get him on one of these days. I'm happy that we got to hear about like Canadian scene from you, and honestly, in a short period of time, like that progression was pretty high up there, and who knows how much further you would have gone, but I guess we won't know until we go to Japan. Yeah, otherwise, that's wrapped up for questions. If you have anything else you want to add, any shout outs where people can find you and all that good stuff, stage is yours.
Actually, shout outs to the SM community to show me this game, basically. I think this game definitely played a big part in my life. So if it was for you guys play the game like every day, every year, I don't think we would have this podcast. So again, I may have my gripes with you guys, but definitely you guys show me definitely showed me the beauty of this game for sure, and that I won't forget. That's pretty much what I will say.
Any other shoutouts? Any other shoutouts?
Any other shoutouts?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna have like, shoutouts to Montreal.
I was still thinking about who I'm gonna shout out, but yeah, definitely the MTL scene, of course. I missed them. We definitely like stopped playing since 2018. I think the scene got their own ways. I think me and Charity were like the last players from the scene in 2018. Other players, like, they moved on years back, like during early Street Fighter 5 era. I would say they felt like this is done. Like, I feel like they're not gonna go any further. And then at one point it was just me and Chai play video games and traveling and all that stuff. Like, even though there's still like some newcomers coming through to play the game. But then again, shout outs to these people also. Like, that was my second family. Who actually, made me experience the FGC, all the hype, all the memories and all that stuff, and how they shaped me as a person in the FGC in general. And Toronto, shout out to you guys too. Of course, you guys were the competition. Of course, we may have some gripes each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hate y'all, but y'all hate me. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing or whatsoever. But I mean, definitely you guys definitely put in the work no matter what. Especially when I'm in the tournament, you guys I'm like the guy to beat. I always felt that appreciation. I always felt like,
always a threat. So,
I always felt that appreciation about me. Saying like when I'm going to the tournament, I'm like the guy to beat. I always loved that shit. But yeah, I mean, shout out to you guys too, of course, for bringing the competition and all that stuff. So I think that's gonna be it.
All right. Well, once again, man, thanks a lot for taking the time. We probably talked about this for a good 6 months, and I just remember dropping on your stream, "Yo, season 2, bro, season 2
Yep.
confirmed." And now we finally did it.
Yep.
It feels good to, my first like full-on conversation with you. Because like before this was just like bumping into each other at tournaments, saying what up, just passing by. But finally, we got to like, talk about this. So appreciate that. Of course, I recommend everyone check out Lord Jimmy Bones on Twitch. Always streaming like fighting games, classic games, in the cold room. It's fun times. You got the charisma and the energy, so it's always fun in the chat. Definitely check him out there. But yeah, other guys. Otherwise, that's all I got for today. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in for this episode of Super Lore Boys. You guys can just wait till the end to see who we'll have on as our next guest. And until then, take it easy and peace out.